Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube segment. What I'm going to be talking about is I'm spending the holidays alone, and this Thanksgiving alone again, and also unresponsiveness. I'm going to talk about that unresponsiveness of myself and others in general. Now, thing about it is, it's no big secret. I mean, well, some people don't know about this. I mean, I spend virtually every holiday by myself, and maybe it has been by choice to some degree. I never get any invites, really. Very rarely does anybody ever say, "Hey, Edwin, I'd really, like to spend, Thanksgiving with you." I don't have many friends in my Nashville area, which I've talked about in some other videos that I've contemplated moving and trying to move forward somewhere. I may actually finally do that like next month sometime. The thing is, the people have wondered, as far as the unresponsiveness. People have reached out to me, have inquired regarding things pertaining to their astrological charts, and also people maybe other their friends or somebody they know, and they want me to give some kind of insight on that. And to be honest with you, and I don't like to, come off as cold or callous or what have you, but I've become almost disinterested in that because at this point in time, I'm starting to get tired of people writing me, just for that reason solely. I don't know when the last time somebody wrote to me and actually said, "Hey, Edwin, I'm worried about you. How's your living situation going?" I understand perception could be where things are self-explanatory and people see me, and they see the background in the video hasn't changed at all. They think, "Oh, Edwin's okay, he's doing okay." We can't always assume things, just because I've been able to maintain some kind of living situation doesn't mean, that everything is just A-okay, and it's far from it at this point in time. And some of you may remember when I made the video about how I spent my birthday alone again. What else is new? And the thing about it is I got certain support and response over that. But here we are almost 5 months later, and everything just remained the same. I guess, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I understand that, a lot of things that have happened to me in my life and where I'm at now is attributed to me. I can't, just blame the whole world for everything. But it doesn't help when people can't even, take the time out of their schedule just to write, and say, "Hey, Eddie, how's it going? I'm really concerned about you. I need to, what is actually going on with you? It hasn't been, all fun and games with me. I think there's people out there that are under, misconception about me that I have, everything, everything's nice and easy for me every day." Well, the thing about it is, I can't, just getting around, going, to the stores is an arduous task at this point because many of you may know I go by bus. I don't, I don't have my own vehicle because I can't drive due to, the extensive road damage I have. But what I want to state is, and I need to just state this now before I forget it, is that, I'm not going to be, I don't really plan, if somebody wants to write me and they have some kind of inquiry regarding their chart, I'm not going to, answer them anymore because I feel at this point in time, if those people are going to do that to me, but yet those same people can't write me and show genuine concern and say, "Edwin, I need to know what's going on with you." The thing about this is, I think, sometimes people don't reach out because they might be genuinely, apprehensive and afraid. And I respect and understand that, but I think there's other times when people just, they take that apathy pill, they become apathetic, they're just worried about their own lives, they're not thinking about anybody else but their own agenda. And, I had somebody write me, one time and said, "Hey, Edwin, I wrote you one time regarding something. I think it's pertaining to, maybe her, astrology chart or something." and she had, asked me, why should anybody, help you out when you're not willing to help them? The thing about it is that's not 100% true. There's plenty of times where I've actually responded, and I have helped others and given them free information, regarding their chart. And but the thing about it is, I don't feel like there's any need, that goes the other way too. Why am I going to worry about, other people when they don't even show the concern for me? The difference is, here's the thing that people don't always think about. When somebody writes me, regarding, an inquiry pertaining to their chart, that takes a little more work for me to look at it and decipher things, as opposed to somebody writing me and asking me a question, how are you, Edwin? So, but people don't always see it like that. They just say, well, gee, Edwin, doesn't respond to me. So why am I even going to ask him how he's doing? Well, the thing about it is, did you ever think maybe if you ask me how I'm doing, I'd feel more compelled maybe to respond to an astrological inquiry that you have regarding your chart? I mean, what's happened too is, I've noticed I've made a number of videos with a lack of, response at all. And I've been persistent with it too. And it could be, whether it was my moving venture, some of you may remember I put, kept reposting the video to Colorado that, I wanted to go there and I needed to see if anybody had anything over there where I could, rent a room out or something from them. Very little response with that. And then, the astrology chart readings, that's starting to dwindle. I may have to ask myself, do I even want to do astrology, or do I want to do the videos anymore? And don't read too much into this, people. I think I'm still going to likely do astrology videos. But what I, need to ask myself, do I need to do them as much as I'm doing? Do I need to go full throttle anymore with this thing, whether it's the videos or astrology in general? Those are things I'll need to be asking myself at, some point, but not, I don't plan on stopping, astrology videos anytime real soon. But at the same time, understand where, the motivation might be diminishing to some degree on this. And I really don't want anybody writing me saying, oh, Edwin, don't stop the astrology videos, because that's not what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about I would rather have somebody write me and say, Edwin, I'm concerned about your living situation. It's funny. There's a country music celebrity that, put something on his post one time, and he says it's sad, or something. I don't remember his exact words, but something to the effect, it's sad when you have to go tell somebody to do something. It's like, why don't people just do it automatically? Do they need like a servo? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, do they need like a remote control to get them to do something, or automatic page turner just to turn a page in a book? I may need to turn a page to the new chapter of my life. I should start probably. And people that have, again, whether it was, the astrology chart readings, whether it's the move to Colorado, those things, the fundraiser video, the responses to these things, the activity, the engagement associated with those videos have diminished. So I have to keep in mind that there's a reason for this. And, it could be a message from the man upstairs that's trying to tell me that now is the time where I need to take more action into my own hands. And I became a little complacent, a little bit too dependent on others. But the reality is this: I don't remember what it was exactly, but I think I have around 28,000 subscribers to the videos, right? So I know there's people out there, they're seeing the videos. I look at the viewership, it's still not a whole lot. It's a shame when you've been doing astrology videos, for over 11 years, and you're still pressing to get 100 views on a video that's been up for like over 24 hours. And I don't like to sound like I'm being critical or complaining, but I'm just stating the facts. And I need to look on some bright side of things a little bit. But at the same time, when you feel that people have become oblivious to you and ignored you, why wouldn't you have a right to be a little irritated? And I think at this point in time, I don't really feel I have much reason to be helping people with their charts anymore. I mean, if somebody wants to get a reading, go for it, um, then that's a different story. Then we'll talk. But otherwise, there's nothing really to talk about at this time anymore. Um, if the thing about it is, if people had, when I did that video that time about my birthday, and being alone on the birthday, I had some people where it said that they felt bad about this. Okay, if you feel bad about it, why don't you at least try to do something? Person, I understand in some chaotic cases, people are not even in the United States or not even in my country, but I know there's people out there that are, in the United States, or even, as far as the state they live in, they may be only, within 2 or 3 states, and they're not really that far from me. But and there's also ways, like in this example, right? Like for Thanksgiving, people, there is a way to spend it virtually with somebody. You could do like a video call, an audio call. It doesn't mean, just because if you have some excuse or legitimate reason you can't be, right physically, in the tangible sense with someone, it doesn't mean you can't be there for them. And the reality is, though, people will still find their reasons and excuses not to do so. And I already know it's going to happen. Maybe it's my intuitive Mercury in Cancer. Or I have the ruler of the 12th house in my third house in my natal chart, so maybe that, you could see that as an intuitive placement right there. But in all seriousness, I'm really not that mediumistic or anything. I'm being somewhat flippant. And the thing about it is, I have to understand too, or understood. People say, I've had people tell me that nobody's ever really alone. Well, that's not really true. People that say that often, have you noticed that they have a good family? They have people to spend their Thanksgiving, their Christmas, or be able to, or Hanukkah, and all respect, other people that celebrate other holidays at that time. But it's like, it's very easy for somebody to say, hey, you know what? No one's ever alone. And those people might leave you alone. Those same people that say that, and they have a family, they have their significant other, they have their children, they have it all together, and they get to sit there and say, no one's ever really alone. Easy when you're on the outside looking in, huh, to say that. Someone like me trying to say that, yeah, right. Don't make me laugh. Ha ha. That's sheds some light on some things. And funny thing is, somebody had asked me one time. This was back like in 1994, right? Some woman was talking to, and she said, "How come a nice guy like you don't have a girlfriend?" It's ironic because now I'm asking myself the same question. Mr. Introspection here, Saturn in the 12th house, looking in the mirror, asking myself that question, and there may never be an answer to that completely. A lot of things people got to understand. I mean, I understand I haven't really made the tremendous effort to have one, have a significant other. The thing is to, we're in, society where a lot of things are about stature in life and social status, and if you don't have a lot of money, America, maybe more so than the other countries on average, a lot of it's materialism, superficiality that others have to deal with and may get hurt, as a result of it. And I could be one of those people, unfortunately. And the thing about it, too, is, it's just really, for me, again, people asking questions like this, you know, and I just sometimes laugh at it. It's inwardly, the answer and what's actually going on. And right now, and the fact that I've even had, people in my life, the few people that I may know in this area, that they've started to, become a little bit more distant. And I have to look at that, as something, as maybe a signal to me, though subtle as it might be. What do I need to do, and do I need, to just move forward at this point in time? But really, what I wanted to get at is that the real main message in this is that, you know, I'm not going to. I'll make this very clear, and I know some people aren't going to see it. I'm going to link this to some, social media sites or what have you, and try to get this out there to people, so enough people may know. And I'm hoping a good amount of people that I do know will actually view this video. Is that I'm not going. There's not going to be any, more of this chart. People writing, people writing to me and me responding, to help them with their charts. If there's somebody wants a reading, that's there. But people asking questions regarding their chart, that's not going to happen anymore. I got enough of my own stuff going on anyway, between having to be by myself as usual, on the holidays, and my monitor situation, what I'm going to be doing with the rest of my life. So this is what you have to understand, because if I can't get love from other people, then naturally I gotta love myself, right? I mean, someone's got to love everyone. So this is where that has to come into play. And if people had actually written me in recent time and asked me what was going on in my living situation, maybe I would have had more motivation to help others. But at this point in time, there isn't. And I'm sorry if it hurts people, but I can't be sorry for what I'm going, what's actually going to be. What's going to be done right now. And so anyway, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I needed to touch up on. With this, I don't think there's anything, at this point in time, to do so. But anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.